Hey guys, Craig here, Product Manager at Broker Engine. One of the challenges or key things I'm always looking to do in my practice is to make sure that I'm always fireproofing. And by fireproofing, what I mean is I'm always taking steps or having my team do steps or extra checks to make sure that the client is going to get to the next stage without any issues. And common examples of that would be doing things like making sure the lender rebate's been applied for, a fixed rate's been approved, or when the moves into settlement, we're actually confirming first repayment due dates and so on. So the client's all set up and ready to go, and we're not having to then, do what you might call firefighting and having to solve issues or problems after they've already happened. So I'm all about fireproofing, and I wanted to walk you through one example of that. And in my practice, we use Broker Engine, and the example I want to walk you through is my ready to settle checklist and my ready to settle process. And so what would happen in here is we would move the deal to ready to settle, and so presuming the docs are returned and the bank has now noted that we're ready to settle the loan or ready to take a settlement booking. And what happens automatically, you'll see here, is there's a task set to complete the ready to settle checklist, and the task outlines to the team exactly what they've got to do. So again, this would go to my team to manage, and they'd come and do the ready to settle checklist. And in my checklist, I'll blow that up a fraction. In my checklist, you can see here there's a few items here to be done. And the first one that the team would do is they'd update the funding position with the authority to debit and credit details. So the funding position would be here, and they'll just scroll down to the loan split, and they can then add in the authority to debit details right here. So once they've done that, presuming there's authority to debit, once they've done that, they can mark that item as complete. In this particular case, I'll delete that one. In this particular case, there is a confirmed first homeowners grant is being approved, and the reason for that is we've noted a one-click workflow to note that there is a first homeowners grant. So the checklist would update to have the team check that it's been approved. Once that's marked complete, they'll then mark the task complete, and an email will come out, and which will be sent to the client. But I'll show you an example of the advice, and the advice looks like this one here. Actually, I've run one before. Here's an example of the advice. And again, remembering that the client, it might have been 3 months since you've discussed fees and charges, you've discussed how much the client's going to need. This advice gives the client everything they need to know. They know that they can put the money into the authority debit account here, or they can also transfer the money into the solicitor or conveyancer's trust account. It also says, things like, before you do the first transfer, if it's a new account, just transfer a little bit of money there first, to make sure that the account number is correct and so on. So that's an example of a ready to settle advice. The broker is not doing that. Even the CSM is probably not doing that. The back office team would generally be doing this function. And the outcome of it is that you are doing fireproofing. You're explaining to the client exactly what they need to do at this stage, exactly how much money they need, and where they've got to put that money. And that will then hopefully mean a nice, smooth settlement process and no issues with making sure funds are ready on settlement day. Craig here, Product Manager at Broker Engine. If anything of interest there, please jump onto a demo at brokerengine.com.au/demo.